Are you ready to begin setting some boundaries now? Yeah, I know you are. So now you know the 10 boundary laws, so it's time to learn how to set those boundaries. So we're gonna do it together. Go to the blue section of your handout and let's go through it. Repeat after me. I'm not comfortable with this. I can't do that for you. And if you want to be extra Canadian about the way you set boundaries, you can just say sorry and then the statement. That's a joke, by the way. You don't have to apologize for setting boundaries at all. Let's keep going. This is unacceptable. Please don't do that. Okay, let's stop here. Okay, no, really stop here. I didn't mean repeat after me. I want to address that how you say things matter. If you can set boundaries in a respectful and calm way that is firm at the same time, then I encourage you to find that tone. If you say things in a rude way with a sour face, like, can you please stop that? Can you please stop that? Can you please stop that? Like, something like that. The other person is not going to understand the boundary, but rather they're going to take it as something personal because of how you're saying what you're saying. Now I want you to continue, but we're going to do a little role play. I'm going to ask something of you, and you tell me no in a respectful way. Practice number 1. Hey, so I ran out of smokes this week. Can you buy me a carton, please? I promise this is the last time that I'll ask. Okay, you did pretty good. Let's try another one. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to be calling you at 3 a.m. I have to tell you something. I know you have to work at 8 a.m., but can I come over to tell you? It's really serious this time. Okay, that was a little better, putting a boundary in place. Let's try another practice. The debt collectors are calling me and I could use your help with $100 to pay down my credit card. I forgot I had to pay it and I already used my money to celebrate my birthday last weekend. Pretty please, help me out with $100 again. Okay, you did good. That was better, but you need a little more practice. So make sure to think of some scenarios that you already go through and practice saying no. The more you practice, the easier it will be. Don't give up and don't let people walk all over you, okay? We've had enough of that. In your handout, you'll find a couple of examples. Feel free to pause this video to get some of those examples done. Welcome back. Think about where you can use those boundaries. Start small and then begin to work your way up to higher levels of setting healthy limits. Now, there's something called a Boundary Manifesto. Your handout will show you an example of one. This is an example of a boundary plan. The manifesto has an I will not statement that includes what the unhealthy boundary that the person wants to stop or control looks like. Look at example number 1. I will not allow myself to be constantly criticized or infected with toxic emotional treatment that damages me. After the I will not statement, there is an I will action item that will state how you, the person setting boundaries, will counter the unhealthy boundaries. Let's look at example number 1 again. I will address it and try to resolve it, but if the situation cannot be resolved, I will not expose myself to it. That is setting a healthy boundary. It is declaring a challenge to the unhealthy boundary. Take a moment now to read the rest of the examples in the Boundary Manifesto. Hit pause on this video and come back when you're done. Welcome back. Now that you have read through those examples, try to make your own manifesto. Notice that some statements only have an I will not statement, and that's totally okay. The important thing is to be aware of the boundaries that you want to change. After you create your Boundary Manifesto, show it to a trusted person who can support you and keep you accountable to it. Maybe it will be a loving friend, maybe a trusted family member who is mature, or maybe your care manager or drop-in worker or even your counselor. Be proud of this manifesto. Make it look nice if you'd like. Get artistic with it by making it inviting to reread. Laminate it if you want, for goodness sake, whatever. But don't just let it sit there and look pretty. Actually use it. This is the beginning of your healthy boundaries.